Hello everyone. Hi you. This is Happy Catastrophe and I'm Candice or Sister Minh. Nice to see you again. I'm so glad you're here. I have been looking all day to spending some time with you. My computer has been a little bit jacked up and become nothing more than basically a very expensive doorstop. So long distance, I've been communicating with a former beloved of mine, and he's been helping me get some of these big movie files off of my hard drive and onto a server so that I have more room, and I think it's worked. So if you're seeing this video, it's worked. Thank goodness for former beloveds who have computer skills. So this is the September 2024 finished coloring pages, and there's a lot. When I do my wrap up, this might be the biggest month so far because it is 27 pages I did. I've never done that much. And 15 untouched books. Booyah! Get the untouched books out of the way. And a lot of those are newer. So one's gifts from you guys. Thank you so much. I love those gifts so much. They make my day. And I had 23. So 27 of these, 23 were buddies. I can't even begin to tell you how much I colored. I was frantically up until the last minute of the last day of September trying to get these buddies done. I may have taken out a few too many, so I'm going to cut back a little bit from that number for October. But the next video coming out is my October plans. I do have pages already chosen. I just wanted to do this one first so I can put these books away. All right, let's get started. I am setting you up. It's a cool fall night. I have windows open, but no crickets and no frogs. I don't know. I guess I've never noticed. Is there just some evenings they don't chirp, or is it because it's too cool? It really has gotten cool. Had a beautiful day today that I spent mostly inside because I was feeling rather tired. I do have some well water, but today I have a tea bag in there, and this is an herbal tea that's for iced water. You put it in your ice water and it tastes great. It's hibiscus and a few other things. The hibiscus, it might have some dried strawberry in there too. It tastes really fruity and yummy. So that's what I'm working with tonight. And let's get a little bit of light over there. All right, let's get started. Okay. The first page I did was Out of Dimensions. Let me pull that up. So this wonderful book is by Francois Gautier, and I recently talked about this when I put it into, when I was inventorying it. And a lot of you are frightened of this one because it's so strange. Like, look, it's like, let me show you some that I've done. Or not done, because it's strange, but this is really the easiest coloring book you'll ever buy. This is easier than a color by number. You just use water-based or alcohol markers, I suggest. I love alcohol markers, and you just put alcohol markers over it. You don't have to change anything. So like I've shown before, here's one I did, no shading, straight alcohol markers, all the shadings there for you. Where's the reindeer one? This one's easy to see. See all that shading? That's all on there. I didn't do anything. This took like, well, if I hadn't used the bling, it probably would have taken me 20 minutes. I mean, it is straight alcohol coloring, but I decided to juice it up a little bit with some bling here and such, but they're really easy. So the one I did was the astronaut with the butterflies. And this is the one I did. I'll bring you in a little bit closer so you can see. And see how it looks like dark down here? I didn't do any of that shading. That's all, this shadow, that's all just part of what Francois Gautier has put down for you. So the whole point of this is to make the page look 3D. And that's what I love about this book. It's super easy to color. If you love Francois Gautier, but you find his Gothica books are a little bit hard to color because they're so detailed, this is a really cinchy one. This took me no time at all. One evening, it's basically all alcohol marker, and then I put some super golden marker on that butterfly. And that is absolutely it. There's nothing else. Now, this was a lot of fun, and I did this buddy with coloring through it with Brittany, and I'm going to show you her page here. Now, she did a phenomenal job. Her pink, I just really love hers. And this was the first page she'd done out of this book. And she was really worried about it because, like I say, when you look at these pages, they look tough. They look like they would be hard to color. But they're not. They're super fast, super easy. And look what she did. It's really, really gorgeous. So thank you, Brittany, for coloring with me. This is a really fun book. I'm always up for coloring in this book because it's just so easy and fun, and it gets more of the book done. So thank you, Brittany, for coloring with that one. And that was for Space-Tember 2024. I don't know how many of you participated in Space-Tember. I think a lot of you participated in Space-Tember because I think we have now over 620 stories now. Soraya, as Soraya colors, she is the one housekeeping that and keeping the series and keeping the stories going. So you can see all the Space-Tember pictures on their pages on her feed. Go ahead and check her out, and I'll put her name here. She was the spearhead for Space-Tember 2024, and so most of my pictures for September were all about space. And I want to thank you, Soraya, because this was a blast. I'm so excited. I can't wait to do it again next year. Now, Soraya has said some of us didn't get all of our pages finished for Space-Tember. Don't worry about it. There's not a deadline. Just go ahead and finish them up. Post them with the tag, and make sure you add Soraya to it. Tag her, and then she'll add them to the stories. No worries, no worries, no hurries. Okay, my next book was out of this wonderful one, Angela Gonzalez, The Magical Colors of Fairies. This beautiful book was a gift from my silent subscriber, Beth. I absolutely love this book. I love all of Angela's books. Yes, the paper is horrific. It's like the worst paper that you can possibly get. But they are so cute. They're so stinking cute. If I can ever find her books on PDF, I'm going to turn around and buy those. Otherwise, I could scan them in. But we did this one. Now, this was a buddy color, and this was my version of it. I went really fast with this. But this one, I tried something different. I did my typical alcohol markers in here. There's a lot of alcohol marker in here. But there's also acrylic markers. Now, I use the Grabies on this one. And I'm going to tell you, I have Grabies. I have several different kinds of acrylic markers now, trying to find good ones and that I can use with some of my less fancy pages. And I'll talk about this probably in its own video, but if you're looking to get acrylic markers, sorry if I'm saying alcohol, if you're looking to get acrylic markers, the Grabies are great. I have the Grabies and the Ohuhus, and I tell you what, they are exactly the same. Same pen, same ink or paint, same colors, same everything. But I think the Grabies are cheaper. So if you like Ohuhu, you can get Grabies for cheaper. And honestly, between the two of them, I think the Grabies color better. So I won't be getting any more Ohuhus. I'll just be getting the Grabies. And that's Grabie. But they're exactly the same. The pens they're just renamed, I think. So this page also has some glitter and shine. You can see I tried for the first time Folk Art Dragonfly Glaze. I haven't used that on anything before. And I had so much fun with the wings that I just kept going. I did her dress. I did her hat. Everything started to become sparkly. This Dragonfly glaze is really fun. You put alcohol marker down first is what I did, this light blue, and then I put the glaze over it. The glaze is clear. It just has these bits of shiny things that reflect, and they all reflect differently. And this was the pink-green one. So in some lights it looks green, in some lights it looks pink. So there's like a red green and a pink green, and there's different, they just shift colors. They're a color shifting sparkly glaze. Really had a good time with that. And this was fun. This was super fast. I think it's crinkly. Because of the, I think it's crinkly because of the glaze. It's kind of crinkly. And the acrylic marker. See, this paper is so thin that even acrylic marker was wet for it, was a little wet for it and made it crinkle. But I think it's cute. Now, my buddy was Cindy at Cindy Peel 1. Here's her Insta. And here's, now, if I don't have her page, I'll insert it here if I have it. I'm not sure I do. I don't remember seeing it, but if I have it, I'll insert it. And if not, Cindy's got all the time in the world to get it to me, or never. Don't worry about it. But this was a really fun page to do. And I can't wait. I think this might be my first. Was this one of the untouched books? Yes, this is one of the untouched books. This book is so cute. Now, this is an older one, and she was a little bit busier in her artistry, and I like that. I like that a lot. So yeah, I'm looking forward to doing more out of this book. So that's the magical colors of fairies. Yay! So that was one untouched book. Then, whoop, pulled out this, A Million Little Monsters. So this was a group buddy. And actually, this group, we had so much fun that we're going to do another page this month in October out of this book. And this was with Rachel at Rachel Colors Crafts, Tammy at Tammy Colors 2, Hannah at Hannah Renee Art, Cian at Fef Creates, Libera at Coloring and Relaxing, and Mallory at M Colors. Oh, and also Julianne at Julianne Annette Art. It was a big group. So I'll show you all of their pages here. Aren't they great? So many different looks about it. So many, I mean, they're just all fantastic, all different. This was mine. I decided to make let's see if I go this way. Are we out? Yes. I decided to make the fireballs red and orange. It made it a little bit dangerous looking, but see, the dragon's got his wings around the witch and everybody. All of this is not alcohol markers because it would bleed through, and this nothing did bleed through. This is all acrylic markers, I believe. Yes, it's all acrylic markers with polys. Also, there's a lot of pencil work in here. Some of this is all polys. The witch is all poly. I think all the beasts are all polychromos, and so is the moon. So, but you get the acrylic markers up in here, and all of the fireballs, and then covering the black lines. So that was mine. And when I finished it, I thought, in this book, I have a really hard time leaving the other page empty. So I decided, since this was so colorful and bright and so in your face, that I would make the opposing page the opposite. So then I did this one. Now this is a silver, just a cheap silver marker, silver paint marker in the background. And then every single gray medium I own. It was like every gray pencil, every gray watercolor marker. There's some more different, this is, I think this really shiny stuff around that shines on top of the shine. That's the silver and the super golden markers. Just everything gray I could find. And then I just made the lights in the little spaceship glowing. That's the only thing with color. I really liked this. This was harder than I thought it would be because I had to find all the different grays. But it, see, and there's some, oh, you know what? I wonder if I accidentally used alcohol markers, not realizing. I think those are Tombos. The Tombos have come through. I have some old Tombow water-based markers. And look, it came through everywhere. Yeah, this paper isn't very happy with about 95% of the mediums out there. I found very few things that this paper likes. But I should have tested the Tombos, but I really do like the way this turned out. So I have this shiny silver page and then this bright page. Do they go together? No, not at all, but they're done. and I think they're cool. Since I wasn't looking at this one when I colored this, and then I covered this to protect it and colored this, and then I opened up like, well, that kind of goes together. At least the dragon's wings match this. And we got some of this green here, so maybe, I don't know. But I had a lot of fun doing these 2 pages. Thank you, buddies. I'm looking forward to the page we're doing in October. We haven't chosen it yet, but we want to pick one that's got pumpkins or Halloween-y type stuff. Like this is a witch hat. Really, I think almost anything in here could go. I mean, this is monsters, right? So all of that's Halloween. Oh my goodness. How about that one, folks? I want to do that one. If you guys are looking, this is the one I want to do. All right, let's look at what else I did this month. All right, next I worked out of R.J. Hampson's Lost and Found. I love this book so much. Every time I work in an R.J. Hampson, I say, this one's my favorite, but I can't decide. But I said it again when I was working on this one, like, oh, this is my favorite. This is a wonderful gift from Julia at J. Mac Creative. I love this book so much. Now, the page we did was The Lost in Space. Now, I did the dark version, and I know a ton of you did this page. I saw a whole bunch of you who finished this page. So it will be not a surprise to anyone because it seemed to be a really popular page for Space Timber. I'm looking for it. That's one I did last month. Oh, here it is. Now, I did the dark version because of the black background, and I just love the dark versions pretty much across the board in these books. This was all done with, of course, alcohol markers and then some really beautiful, shiny pens, some glitter pens, that glitter pink pen in there. And the rest is all alcohol markers. I don't think there's much shading. Did I write down? Nope. Nope, no shading. Just shaded with alcohol markers, but there's no pencil or anything. So this was just alcohol markers. There's some acrylic paint pen with the little snarky alien down there. And mostly just a lot of glittery stuff. I really had the idea. I started with the pink dragon and really had the idea to just go with pink and different kinds of pink and make some things are more blingier than others, but I really enjoyed this. I had a really good time. Now, this was a 2-way buddy, and again, this was for Space Timber. I did this also with Veronica at Veronica Dunn 66. And I did this with Shannon, wasn't it? Yes, Shannon, 1981. Now, you won't believe this, but somehow we all did the dragon pink. So let's look at their pages now. Aren't they gorgeous? The light versions turn out really cool. And I know I was asked the question, should I do a background? And I was thinking, no. I mean, everything pops off. You don't have to do a background every time. I went the easy way out. I chose the black background, and then I just added some colored dots around for stars. But you don't have to do a background for everything. And I thought their pictures were great. I thought it was hilarious that in our own ways, our own different ways, we all used pink on this dragon. I don't know, we were all channeling a pink dragon. And that's where I started with the page. So this was a ton of fun. So thank you, Shannon and Veronica. A lot of fun doing this in Lost and Found with R.J. Hampson. All right, then I moved on to a big page, what I call a big, very detailed page, and went with Mythographic Deep Blue. This is by Fabiana Attanasio, and I have to say, when I first saw a flip through of this book, I wasn't impressed. And then when I bought it, I wasn't impressed. And I was thinking, gosh, she took a great concept of being in deep waters and she turned it into just another ocean book. And then I realized if I just let go of that it's called Deep Blue, because it's not actually, many of these pages aren't even in the ocean, And then I can appreciate it for what it is. And I think now I think this book is gorgeous, and I want to do everything in it. And see, there's a space one with a moray eel. There's so much space in here. I mean, in all of Fabiana's there are, but this isn't the deep bottom of the ocean. I mean, this is that sort of is. But you know, here's a narwhal surfacing in front of a city. But once I got past that, I still really want someone to do a coloring book with just deep water critters. All those really scary, deep Mariana Trench type critters. I think that would be fun. There's a piano on a manta ray. I mean, so it's just kind of strange, but I absolutely love it now. I really want to do this one. This was a buddy with Dana, sorry, Dana, at Dabbler D. And Winter 89 colors. Winter, my friend Winter. And what we did was we did this. Now, we all did it very differently. And that is so, so cool. When I saw this, I didn't quite recognize that it was underwater. Even though there's coral and stuff, I saw the lanterns and I saw a moon. And what I decided to make it into was an alien planet. I was in space mode. And so I made this and because he's a little robot, that's why we picked him for Space Timber, but I actually put him in space. And so this is an alien planet, and I made all these corals just alien plant life. And then my idea was that this is a barren landscape, that this is a kind of a hot, dry landscape, and this little robot dreams of an Earth type planet with water and land and a beautiful planet. And so he's carrying this precious planet around as this sunfish. And it's either a comment on the preservation of Earth and our resources, that he's got the last little bit of resources that he's hanging on to make a future planet, or it's just this little guy that wants to have his own little Earth type planet. He doesn't want to live here. He wants to find a place to let his planet free and live on there. Either way, it was kind of a little bit of a downer because everything around him is hot and burning. But there's hope. The lantern is hope, you know. And then he's just got his little planet Earth floating around on his balloon. This is shiny because it's fixed. I have sprayed permanent fixative on it. I use Kamar, Kamar. I use their the varnish, the finish, and it works really well. Nothing ever yellows or flakes off. So this has been fixed. That's why it's so shiny. But I really liked it. It came out exactly the way I saw in my head, which isn't very common. And I liked it. I really enjoyed it. So let's look at the other two pages. Now here they are. Look how different they are. I believe both of them are set underwater. But look at the colors they chose. Oh, the palettes that both of them used. They're just absolutely beautiful. In fact, I told them both that the little chat that I created for the three of us, I keep going back to just to look at all three pages together because they were all so thoughtfully done, I think. And I just think, and they're so, so different. This was a really neat buddy to do. We all kind of tuned into this page and really got into it. So it was exciting to do this with these ladies. So thank you very much, Dana and Winter. This was a lot of fun, and I hope to do another page with you guys sometime soon. All right. So that was Deep Blue, and I believe that one was untouched. Do I have another page in here? I didn't write down that it was untouched, but I think it is. Yep, that was an untouched book. Yay for finally getting into this one and giving it a chance, because I actually am now in love with this book. All right. Then, boom. All right. First off, I have 2 copies of this. And in a very long video a month ago, or early in the month, I said, hey, I'm going to give away one of them because I was gifted one and then I bought one before the gift arrived. So I'm giving the one that I bought away. It's untouched, and the winner has been chosen. So here it is.
The number you have dialed has been changed. The new number is... Please note, the new number is...
Yay! I had these big plans that I was going to get either Jack. I was going to get Jack to try to press the app, the spinny app, but he wasn't having it. And then I thought, well, maybe I'll get Poppy, my rooster, who is my pet, to do it. But he was more interested in snuggling underneath my sweater, so I didn't get help from anybody. So I just went ahead and did it. Now, I don't know you. I don't think you have, I don't think we've ever talked, and I don't know how to reach you. So please reach out to me. If you don't have Instagram and you can't reach me there, please contact me via the email that's in my description here, and I will get that book to you. I'm so excited. All right, great. And I have a new friend. So The Lost Forest, this is by Ghost Shrimp. You all know that Ghost Shrimp, since I've mentioned a bazillion times, is the artist for Adventure Time. Sorry, I had a brain fart there. I'm having a lot of brain fog today. So he is the artist, he or she, I don't know, is the artist for Adventure Time. I love this book so much. I absolutely love it. This was a buddy with Cian at Fifth Creates. And I did a couple buddies in here, so I'm making sure I got the right one. We did this one. Now this is I think it's a resort because it looks like the little aliens are all, in their swim trunks. Look at them. And all the people too, the people and the aliens are all vacationing together. They're all laying back, drinking sodas, having a good time. And this is sort of like a timeshare or a resort or something. So what I did here is this is all alcohol marker. As you can see, it's all alcohol marker. I love this book because it's got really thick paper. It can handle almost anything. And it's one-sided. Fantastic book. The blues here, the sky and the ocean are acrylic paint. And I finally got it without streaks. I think Apple Barrel. It's just such a good paint. I like it the best. And that blue I found in my stash and I really fell in love with it. So then I went back over all the stars that were already there. This was already there, but I painted over them. And I went over them with super golden markers, which, make an appearance on almost every page I do. I almost have used up 2 of the pens in that set. I love those things so much. That was a gift from JMac Creative too. So this is my page. I started going over the lines with acrylic paint pens, and then I liked it so much that I just kept going. So it's mostly my Tule Arts that I'm using here. Oh, look, I forgot one leaf right there. And then all those beehives are hysterical, I think. They're just on every tree, there's a beehive. So I put sparkly, they had like little bees flying around them, but basically they're just little dots. So I made them sparkly. And I made mine a night scene, as I so often do. I kind of made an old school. You know what that reminds me of? You know that Simon Says game, that round game, and that when the red flashes, you have to hit the red, and you have to hit a pattern. Like it'll do a pattern, red, green, blue, red, and you have to copy the pattern, and then the pattern gets more and more elaborate. It kind of looks like the bottom of that spaceship, and that's what I thought of when I was coloring that spaceship. I'm like, it looks like a toy. But I did a lot. The spaceship is also done in a metallic pen. There's a lot of metallic in here. It's very shiny. And I just really, really enjoyed this a lot. Every page I do out of this book, I really enjoy. So this one took me a long time. It was very detailed. It took several days. And then I just kept adding more stuff to it. So, of course, that took time too. But this was so much fun. So let's look at Cian's. Okay, here is hers. She did a daytime version. Isn't it cute? I think the detail in these pages are just so much fun, and you can let your imagination run wild because this is space. These are aliens. We did this for Space Timber. Again, pretty much all my pages this month almost were for Space Timber. And both of us, I think, really enjoyed this page. I love this book. So thank you. Thank you so much for being my buddy. And I always love doing a page out of this book. Fun, fun, fun. And I do have another one in a little bit with another buddy. All right, let me grab the rest of the books I say getting the rest of the books like I'm getting the rest of the books. I'm getting the next 4. I mean, I colored 27 pages. It's a huge stack next to me. All right. I purchased this. Yes, I did. I purchased this one this month. This book is so good. You guys, this has got to be one of the best Mythagorias. It might be the best. Alessandra Fusi. Wow. This one is beautiful. It's not so gory as it's just melancholy and stunning. And I mean, look at that. That's some crazy mermaid with an exoskeleton in a bathtub. I mean, she went above and beyond. And that's what I'm working on right now. It's just absolutely, I mean, look, he's holding an arrow with a heart and a heart. And yeah, of course, it's Mythagoria, so there's going to be gory stuff. But look at, I know actually the arrows aren't in the beast. I don't know what those arrows are doing. But look at this skull lady. Oh, there's one in here that is just, this is what I was looking for. I want to do this for Halloween. Excuse my boob. Let me grab it. Okay, here we go. I need to do this. I knew that there was a headless horseman in one of my newer books, and I couldn't find it. Yay! Yay! But there's just this book. Look at her cutting off her tentacle hair. I mean, just the subject matter is new and refreshing. It's not just bleeding hearts. This one. Is this not stunning? I just think this is the most amazing page ever. I'm not ready to do this one yet, but I will be. So this is just cool. Anyway, this book, yeah, I could get stuck in this book every month. I actually like to lay in bed and just flip through it because her artwork, I think this is the best. I think even other than her mythographics, I think this is the best artistry she's done. So, yeah, okay, October. But what I did, this was a buddy with Poet Spice. Have I done a buddy with you before, Poet? I don't know. Maybe not. We chose this steampunk guy. I thought he was just so well drawn. I mean, his face, look at that face. I mean, that is cool, isn't it? And the pose, really neat. So it was a little bit hard to tell what was going on, but then I figured out that this is a ruffle and this is his sleeve. I made his jacket look like this is a very dark page, and I know that. I kind of did it on purpose, kind of not. I kind of just went in with colors and then realized, oh, those are really dark. But I made his jacket like brushed suede or leather. And then I just wanted him in all like dark colors, but not black. And like natural fibers, like if they were leathers. And then I made everything around here look like wood. Like his wood chalice and all this is wood. The bat I had a grand time doing. I love coloring bats. That's all alcohol markers. All of this is alcohol markers, every single bit of it. There is some pencil in his face, shading in his face to make his face look a little bit gray in there. There might be some shading in the bat. There is shading in the wood. I took a lot of time with this. This one was alcohol markers and polychromos pencils. Then I used a blue marker. What was that marker? I probably didn't write it down. It just says acrylic marker. It's so pretty, that blue is. It might be from the super golden markers. It might be the blue that's in the super golden marker. And I did blue outlining all of what I put was just like some ether or ichor or some kind of like ghostly substance. I didn't really think of what it was. It kind of looks just like enchanted water. But this one was a lot of fun to do, even though it's dark and a little bit hard to see. It's easier to see, I think, in person, but it was a lot of fun. Beautiful, beautiful page. So I had so much fun with this. So let's look at Poets. And of course, it's perfect. It's absolutely stunning. She made her liquid wine, which I never even thought of and makes total sense now, looking back, because it isn't like a goblet. And she also made her goblet see-through, which also makes sense. I don't know why I immediately thought it was wood, but That's the fun of buddy coloring, is the pages look so different. And we went very different directions with this page. And it was so much fun. So this was our kind of steampunk guy. I don't think he was not a Space Timber page, but he was just getting into this book page. It was my first page in this book, and I'm so excited to do more. So thank you, Poet. That was really, really fun. She picked this page, and it's just amazing. She's going to do, there's a pirate in here that she's going to do for her pirate tag. And so you guys might want to, she has pirates for Poet. She has a hashtag that's pirates. Everybody knows who knows Poet knows she loves pirates. Oh, look at that one. Is that not a gorgeous? Just this alien creature coming out of the mirror, kissing her, and she's coming out of she's like Gothic looking, Greek looking, and she's coming out of a pendant. It's like two pendants or something, or two mirrors kissing. Oh, she's just, I want to do that one for Halloween too. Wow. She's just brilliant. Gets kind of gross sometimes. Two-headed bat. Yikes. This one is awesome. Oh, oh, look at that. I just love this book. I really do. Where is that pirate? Oh, sexy in his own creepy way. Why are vampires so sexy? We love I love this one too. We love vampires so much. I don't know where that pirate one is, but there is a pirate in here that Poet's going to do. Ooh, I thought about this one for Halloween too. It's like Little Red Riding Hood in the mouth of a monster wolf. It's very cool. Can you see yourself doing a page in here? Look at that. If you can, sometime hit me up. I'm pretty full for October though, but I'll color in this book all year long. Look at that. This is not Halloween for me. This is every day for me. So I love this one. She's taking off her shirt and she's a skeleton underneath it. Yeah. Ooh. Her vampires are creepy and a lot of fun. This one is what made me buy the book was this page. I think she's amazing. She's like this woman with spiders. She's got spiders everywhere and she's lounging in this bed. It's really cool. Yeah, so don't be afraid to, if you like this book and want to color in it one of these months, just get a hold of me because I love it. But it's going on to October pile for me. Oh my God, my October pile's getting so big. Okay, then I went on to this one, Glassy World. My favorite glassy jar book. This was the OG book for these glass jars. And this one is still my favorite. This was a buddy. This was a buddy with my friend Mindy, coloring with cats among orchids. I always have to look that up. Mindy's a dear friend and we color a lot together, but I can never remember that hashtag or that handle, that IG handle. So it's coloring with cats among orchids. And we did the witch, this witch. This book is so much fun. I mean, it's Amazon paper, but it's pretty thick Amazon paper. I mean, it's the black backing that a lot of you hate. I don't know. I know you guys hate it, but I never find that my black backing curls. I don't know what... I've had this book for a while, a year and a half, and nothing's curled. But I have no problems coloring in this one. It's less like newspaper. It's not like the Angela Gonzalez ones. But look at these pages. I mean, this is not glass jars anymore. We've stepped up. Everything is glass with water and then something else in it. Like a shell is glass. This nautilus is glass. Even the bubbles are glass. And so on this witch, her hat is glass. You see where the water line is? I used a white pen and went over the water line and kind of went over all the lines to make it try to get it to look more like glass. The way I do glass is, yes, actually this book puts it in for you, where to color the yellow highlights bouncing off the glass. But I like to go over the lines and then also add some colors from the colors around it to try to mimic like it's reflecting. I don't know if it works. I like the pink and the gray hair that I did. That was sort of just happened. And then her dress is, her sleeve is glass. So I tried to, it's fun because you're like, well, if this is glass, looking through it, what would it look like? I think I did pretty good with, I made those strawberries. I love strawberry water. I think I did pretty good. Right here I goofed. This is a glass sleeve like this, but you should be seeing the sky through it, not blue of her dress. I'm not sure why I didn't just make that black, because that's, you should be seeing space through that. So I goofed there. I usually do goof somewhere. And then here I tried to, this is the first time I've tried to kind of do, in one of these glass pages, tried to make it look like the bottom of the water was a different color than the top. Tried to make a little bit like ombre there. And then I had fun with all the flowers that are floating in it. So this is her with her pink clouds. I can't get away from pink clouds. I love pink clouds. And she's got, this was a Space Timber page, because of course that's why we chose it, why Mindy and I chose this, because of the space and that she's up in outer space, obviously. And then here is Mindy's. Hers looks so realistic. I absolutely love it. Very well done, very thoughtful. I love her color palette. Again, it looks much more realistic. She did great with her glass, and I like the way she did the glass and the reflections and seeing through the glass to what's behind it. Really fun. We both had a blast doing this. These pages don't take very long. It really depends on how much bling and special effects you want to put in there. But they do take some thought, because you're in all of these, you're looking through the glass. So you have to decide what you see through the glass to make it obvious that it's glass. So thank you, Mindy. That was really, really a lot of fun. I had a really good time doing it. And that's another one colored in here. This is a whip that I've had for a long time. This is the first one I ever did. No, this is the second one I ever did in here. And this is the first. And those are the only pages I've colored out of this book. So if you have this book, those are the only pages I've colored. I need to finish this one. And then the witch. And those are the only ones. Sad little ghosty reading a letter. But yeah, this is a really fun book. Now, I don't know if you can get it anymore in book form, I think, but a lot of Coco Wyo you can get off their Etsy, and you can get it printable, downloadable, but it might be still available in book form. But if not, look for it downloadable if you're interested. All right, I need a drink of my lovely tea water, which is turning more purple. That is really good. Okay, this cutie patootie. Look at Love Monsters. This is a fun book. This is another one with the exact same paper as Angela Gonzalez. Horrible paper, absolutely horrible. But alcohol markers work great. So this is here. I'll put the this is the post on Instagram. This is the hashtag for it. Every month, Ashley at Perfectly Imperfect color. It's correct on the slide, not so much correct coming out of my mouth. She picks a page, and she's working through this entire book. So this month's page was this one. That's not correct. That was last month's page. This month's page was this one. I know you just saw it too, and I'm like, wait a second. Yeah, so I mean, this paper's so thin that even with it colored, I can look through it and see the page behind it. I can see the pages behind it. It's really, really thin. But alcohol marker works great. And this takes me no time at all. I don't spend any extra time on these pages. These are straight alcohol marker coloring, and that's it. And it's really fun because I can just sort of shut off my brain, turn on YouTube, and do these fun, and they're so cute. They're so stinking cute that, I mean, they take an hour and they're just adorable. So quick coloring, a lot of fun, this hashtag is. I'm participating again this month. And this month it is the trick-or-treating one. I just saw it on her Instagram. She just posted it. Like, oh, these are so freaking cute. Just the little monsters are always so happy. everything in here is happy. And so this is where I go to when I need just like unbridled joy in my life. This is October's here. I'm gonna excuse my boob again. Okay, here we go. This is the one we're going to do for October. The trick-or-treaters and little monsters handing out candy. And I think he's excited and he's a little worried because that's a real monster. These are kids dressed up. Although that might be the ghost dressed up as a ghost because, yes, that could be him. It's the same 5 or 6 characters throughout the whole book doing different things. It's kind of a matchstick mouse type thing. It's the same characters and they're all doing little house, just kind of homey things around the house. You know, shopping. It's the same monsters and ghosts in every one, but absolutely adorable. I highly recommend this book. You know, cheap, fun, easy book to do, and there's a monthly prompt for it. So great. That goes in October's pile. Ooh, so then I had done, I'm kind of interspersing the difficult ones with the easy ones. It's kind of how I roll. So next I did my first page. Was this right? Did I mark this down as an, yes, no, I didn't mark it down. I think this was my first page in this book. Yeah, this was a gift from my dear friend Tammy at Tammy Colors too. This was a huge group buddy color. And this is what I did. Now maybe I should have shown you mine last. Because I couldn't help myself. I went scary. Yes, I did. I looked at this page and looked at this page, and no matter what I tried, I couldn't get past scary clown bunny. And I warned everybody. I said, I can't get past it. I think I'm going with a scary circus. Or maybe I just said circus, and when it came out scary, it horrified everybody. But I had just gotten the Gansai Tombi graphite paint colors that a lot of you have. And so I wanted to use every single one. There's like 5 or 6 colors, and they're those big tabs. I just love it. And it's the graphite stuff. So it's all dark, like dark. Everything's dark and dirty looking and dingy looking. And that's exactly what I wanted for this page. So this is the blue and the green kind of in there mixed. I think that it's all watercolor. This is all watercolor and poly's on top. I really loved mixing the blue and the green. It gave a very lovely stormy sky. I believe that's probably water-based markers, the stars are, but I made them all kind of, now I made the ones that they've captured dark and dying, because instead of being a star catcher, these are star eaters or star stealers. Again, all of this is that graphite paint. These are some Rosa Colors paints down in here where I actually put some color in. I probably should have just made, actually looking at it, I think I should have just made these black because they're kind of in the foreground, the light's behind them. And I think it would have been a little bit less busy if I had just made them black. But I was getting worried about it being such a dark page. I made the trees really that, again, different levels of that graphite. And then these guys are watercolored. Actually, that's watercolor markers, but I did pencil on top. I did polychromos on top. And yeah, I gave them, both of them, scary clown faces. So I was really in the mood to do spooky. I'm ready for Halloween. I did give colorful flowers, but I'm regretting those right now. Anyway, it's a little shiny because this has been fixed. And I don't think anything bled through. No, none of those watercolors bled through. This paper's so great. So I'm really enjoying using watercolors in the Hannah Carlson books. So yeah, Tammy, this is what I did to your book that you gave me. I just saw a flip through of one of the buddies too, and they're like, Candice's was horrifying. Yeah. So let's look at everybody else's. Now first, I'll just roll the tape and you'll see who all was involved. Here we go. So thank you, all of you wonderful ladies. This was a lot of fun. There were some gorgeous pages. I mean, did you catch them all? They were so beautiful. Everyone I saw was like, oh my gosh, oh, these are so beautiful. They're so beautiful. And then, of course, I put my dingy, dark, scary clown one. But this is such a neat book. I know that I keep hearing that her older books, people like the paper better and the size better. I don't really know. I do have Seasons. I could compare it. But I love these books, and I just want to do every page in every book. I didn't know I'd like her until people started sending me these books, and these precious, precious books. And they're some of the most precious in my collection. I absolutely love them. Thank you, Tammy. All right. The next one, my pile is smaller, so I can pull them out directly. Enchanted Galaxies. Now, this is a little book. I'm going to bring you in. This is a really, really, really fun book. I love this book. It also has terrible paper. I mean, it is not only thin, as it feels like newspaper. I mean, it's super thin. It's probably the thinnest of any paper I have. You can pretty much see my hand underneath it. But the pages are so good. And again, doesn't it look like a Hannah Carlson? That's the only one that does. This is by, this was given to me from Rachel. Thank you, Rachel. I love this book so much. This is an artist. Why can't I find him? It's Alexandra Sakura-Koros. Now, she has a presence on Etsy, and so she has downloadable pages on Etsy if you don't like the quality of this book, which why would you? It's terrible. But she also has a Christmas and Frog Village Autumn. She has a lot of Frog Village pages that can be downloaded, and her Frog Village, I have some of them, and I've downloaded them. They're so cute. So I actually frequent her Etsy shop a lot, but I have this in book form. Thank you to Rachel, and I wanted it, and every single page in it is space. They're all single-sided. So if it's a double spread, it will have both sides with blank. So that's thoughtful. So even though the paper's crap, you can do this with alcohol markers pretty easy. But you have to be careful because the paper is such crap. The alcohol markers will really spread. And so it's easy for them to bleed. So just be real careful and stop before you get to the lines because they will spread and bleed out. Now, let me show you. Boop, boop. Let me show you what I did. Now, I've done a couple pages in here, I think, or just the one. Okay. All right. So, a clown or two may or may not have died to create this page before you now. I don't know. It's out of control. So what happened here was I did just the main thing. And I loved it. I think I like how it turned out. I like the colors I used, but I was not feeling super well that day. So whatever colors were in my hands were sort of what was ending up. So even this is not very cohesive. There is some bling on there, but it was okay. It in no way, shape, or form matches what I did around here, which is basically clown vomit. Because well, let me show you my buddies. Now, my buddy for this is Jamie at Jamie's Coloring Love. Let's look at hers. So I saw hers and I was like, oh, that is stunning. I mean, I don't know how she did all that with this paper, but she made it look like there are light sources and it's got shading and highlights and almost looks like it could be a picture out of a book or, or a really well-made cartoon or something. It's absolutely gorgeous. But she did kind of those pops of that background. Kind of had some pops of color here and there. So that kind of inspired me. But not enough, obviously, because then I came up with this. So what I did was, these are some, I was tired. I didn't feel well. I kept getting distracted by you guys' great YouTube videos, and so I really wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. And I got out these cheap Dollar General wax pastels, and they might be oil pastels even, I'm not sure. But And I just started putting them down thinking, oh yeah, pops of color, that'll be really neat. And I never looked at what I was doing. I was just doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it. And I'm like, just going around doing it. And then when I was all done, I was like, oh, what have I done? It's out of control. It's so bad. Or so good. I don't know. It's just like, it's like I have this and then I just plop this down into it. None of it goes together. It's not cohesive at all. I mean, this is all matte muted colors and this is like as bright as you can get. So yeah, not my best work, but definitely one that makes me laugh. Every time I look at this, I'm going to go, oh, I shouldn't color when I'm not feeling well. This is what happens. Thank you, Jamie, though, for your gorgeous page. I've kept that on my photos, in my photos, because I want to use it as an inspiration because it's just so stunning, so beautiful. This one, not so much. But that's Enchanted Galaxies by Alexandra Zacharakouros. And so if you are interested, this is on Amazon and she has an Etsy shop. A fantastic book. Okay. What did I do next? I love this one. Look what I found at the store. So this is on Amazon. This is another paint with water. So paint with water is starting to produce books. They have the Thomas Kincaid one that I have and love to paint out of it. And now this is the next one that I've seen. There's going to be more coming out and they are fantastic. This one I saw on someone's channel. Christina, was it you? Christina's Art Corner, someone's channel, and I flagged it in Amazon because I was going to get it. And then I was with my client. She wanted to go to Walmart, and we went to Walmart, and there it was. So I just grabbed it. Probably paid more for it than I would have paid on Amazon, which is usually the case, but it's so cool. So really, really nice cover. It's like very hard cardstock cover. The paper is fantastic. It comes with its own little paintbrush, which I've just kept in there. I haven't even washed the glue off of it. So, and all you do is look at this. Is this not great? These are really cool. I can't wait to do that one to see what colors those are. But all you do is you take your paintbrush, and these are not for children. I guess a kid could do it, blah blah blah, but it wouldn't, whatever. You could probably get them something a little bit cheaper for children. This is a little detailed, and you have to take your brush, You have to take your brush, and you have to keep it, not mix the lines together unless they're the same color. And so you just sort of have to figure this out. Like Jack Skellington's head, if his head has any color in it, I want to brush it this way into Jack, not out into the sky, because this color in this line will be whatever goes inside here. This color for the antlers will be just for the antlers, not for out here. So you have to be really careful when you're doing it because you can get your colors all mixed up. So like for his pants, you want to brush your water in and it'll be the right color for the pants, but the pockets might be different. So it's a lot, it's technical and it's not fast. It's faster than coloring, but you want to kind of like, and sometimes the colors kind of swirl. So like maybe this is red, but then maybe it went to purple, but you want to be careful blending. And then this will be something different in here. So you really have to pay attention. Keep your colors inside the frame of whatever they're framing. And almost everything has color. Now, what I have noticed is that in both of the paint with water books, it's the same colors. And I've noticed that in the ones Amanda from Amanda Colors, she had ones with fairies and elves and stuff. They were the same colors as well. So it's possible that the only colors these paint with waters that can be injected into ink like this is those colors. They're like orange. They're like a specific orange and green and purple and red. They're very specific colors. So the colors so far are all the same. But it's in the way, what this company does brilliantly is it's in the way they combine the colors. So none of the pictures look the same. This one will be really fun. But this book is way more detailed than my Thomas Kincaid one. And it's all the best scenes. It's every major scene from the movie. It's fantastic. So I recommend this so much. I can't even tell you how much fun these things are. So I'll be doing a lot in this for Halloween. I tried my first one and here it is. Now, isn't that pretty? So I had to be careful here because these were purple and these were blue, not to mix the two back and forth like this. I went the direction of the lines. And here, that shading is in the paint. Like some of these were more pigmented than others. So it creates shading. The more I do of these, the better I get. Here, I had some of the wrong color bleed up into this. See, I went over the lines and his red went out. But I'm learning to be more careful, be really careful and not let the paint go out where it's not supposed to. In here, there's a big where the purple went into the green and the green went into there. So yeah, but these pumpkins I got pretty right. And look, this pumpkin is, they're darker in the middle and lighter on the sides like shading would be. Isn't that cool? It's so cool. But these particular colors are the same exact colors that I saw in Amanda's books and in the Thomas Kincaid book. So I'm beginning to suspect that it's some kind of ink that can be infused and these are the colors you get. But every page is different. So I did the first one just to see what it was like. Loved it. I'm just going to work my way through this. This is the next one. So yeah, this is a great book. If you really want no thinking at all, and what you end up is with something really cool and intricate looking, I highly recommend this. I highly recommend using something you can control the water. I can't control the water well with a water brush, so I don't use them. I use regular paint brushes, dip it in water, and then just sort of dry it on a towel a little bit. So you don't want too much water because that's going to make the paint spread out. So you just want a slightly damp brush. So I think a paint brush works better, but I know other people can control the water better with a water brush. Whatever you can do to control the water, but neat book, huh? Isn't this a neat book? Oh, so fun. I love this movie too. So yeah, check this out. It's on Amazon. It's in Walmart, and it's Paint with Water. It's by Thunder Bay Press. This is Disney's official. And maybe they're all Disney because Thomas Kincaid is Disney too. But the fact that it's Thunder Bay Press is why you get this really great paper. I mean, it's super nice paper. And the weird thing about this paper too, and I've said this with the Thomas Kincaid, is as you're coloring it, it does buckle. But somehow it flattens on its own. It's really cool. It's like got a memory to be flat. And I've never seen it before. You don't have to flatten the page. As it dries, it will flatten back out. Very strange, but all of them have done it. So, I don't know. I love it. A lot of fun. This was a really great book. Okay. I have a few more. Wow, so many pages. So I joined Jamie at Jamie's Coloring Love. I joined her. She has a group. And similar to the Alien Worlds Data Report group that I run, she's running a group where we got this book. This is the time traveling book. This is Erie's World Heritage: A Journey Through Time coloring book. And we are this time traveler. And we are traveling through time, and we're following a little bird friend of ours who's magical and takes us to all these different times and all these different places. So we start at the beginning, and we're all working our way through it at our own pace, at our own time. And it's lovely. And it's a really great group of people. Now, this is a double page spread that we're coming up on. So this explains what all the pages are. So I have actually translated my first page, which is the one after this one. So you can translate these to find out where she is. But this is what I did. So let me bring you out a bit. You walk. Okay. This is the introduction page where you're establishing our characters. This is the first pages that we're doing. And her name is Menon, as Erie has named her. And this is Hershey, the bird is. Google Translate turns them into a couple different things, Hershey or Hershey. So, and I was just going to keep her name, but since she's me, I may make her me instead. doesn't matter. But I'm probably going to make her look different every time when she travels. She's not always going to have blonde hair. So this is what I did. I did this all in water-based markers, which was hard because they're so streaky and that bothers me. But I did it. And acrylic paint pens over some of the lines. Again, this is water-based markers. I use the streakiness on purpose for here just to make it look textured, I guess. There's some blingy super golden markers there and around the flowers in different places. There's Hershey again. And then this is distress ink that I rubbed on with just some lime greens distressed ink that I rubbed on with a brush, with the blender thing. I wrote this actually. I used this rubby brush. And what this says is that Manon has never been out of her village. She's been pretty sheltered her whole life. And Hershey comes every year. Hershey migrates, and through one certain time, at the same time every year, Hershey comes through her village. And always has all these great tales to tell about all these things she's seen. And so Manon decides this time she's going to go with Hershey on the travel. So she's going to go for that year-long travel with Hershey through all these different lands. So she's following the bird. The bird's taking her, and the bird's helping her pack here. And you'll see the bird in every page. I really had a great time doing this. It was really fast, of course. There wasn't a lot of coloring in it. But this is the next page. Yes! So I translated what this page is. Let me read it. It's the mirror room of the Palace of Versailles, and it's a Marie Antoinette ball. They were all dressing up like Marie Antoinette. So it's crazy, crazy busy, but I'm going to use paper pads for some of this. Like, I'm thinking this might be the flooring that I'll use. And then I also have this. Maybe I'll use that for the floor, and this for the walls. I'm going to do a lot of paper piecing rather than coloring in this. There will be coloring, but I'm definitely going to try to do the floor and these pillars, and I might actually color the curtains, but their dresses are all going to be paper pieced as well. So I'm looking forward to it because this will be the first time I've done that sort of mixed media, and I'm looking forward to it. I am not going to color all this. I'm going to let patterns do the work. So I've got lots and lots of pattern paper. So one of the colorists put together a Rococo color palette, and I downloaded her photos, and I'm going to use those colors for their dresses. Now, of course, a lot of things will be colored in, the windows and the feathers, the hair, everything all like that. But the big stuff, I hope to have paper pieced. So we'll see how that goes. I just pulled these out today looking at some different color schemes. So we'll see. But that's Erie's Travel Around the World. Loved this book. Thank you, Jamie. If you are interested in joining that group, definitely get hold of Jamie at Jamie's Color and Love, because we would all love to have you. It's a fun group. Okay, had to pull out some Mythagorias, another one. This is Frozen Nightmares, which was an untouched book for me, one that I don't get into that often. And this was a gift from Anonymous. I love you, Anonymous. Thank you. I had avoided this book for a while, thinking, it's just a bunch of Frozen stuff, but that's not true either. Like, look at that. What? That's freaky deaky. So there is a lot of Frozen things in it, but this is a lot of fun. And this is the page I did. So this is an alien. So it was pretty much, there are a few space-themed ones, but not as much as normal for Fabiana. Fabiana's Mythagorias are some of the grossest Mythagorias. She is by far the most goriest artist. She's as gory as Fausto Bianchi's Nightmare Cabaret. She's very gory. And you wouldn't think it from all her cutesy artwork that she does, but her stuff is pretty gory. The only one of hers that's not very gory is let's look it up. Night Terrors. That one's not that gory. That's a really, really good book too. Darkest Desires is her newish one. Yep. So I did the alien, and I really liked him. I made him this dark purple, and then I was like, oh, crumb. What did I do? Actually, I did. I made him this dark purple, but I stopped. I either colored, I think I took this is alcohol markers. I think I took this lighter purple and went over the edges first and then colored the dark purples. And I got as close as I could without losing that light purple. So I really wanted him, I knew I was going to make him dark and I wasn't going to be able to like use a white Posca over him or anything. So and I didn't want it white. I liked it being purple like this. It is kind of a violet, a really, really light violet, or yeah. And then I did around his drippy stuff that he has. I made his drippy stuff black, and I put a glitter pen because it needed some glitter. So there's glitter in all of his black stuff that's oozing off of him. So everywhere his black stuff that's dripping, I've put glitter on it. The rest of it is all alcohol markers, period. I didn't use any pencil shading in this at all. I just don't often need it in mythographics. My coloring style is very bold and with deep colors, and I don't really feel I need it. Now, I always shade and use pencils in books like Hannah Carlzon and some of those, fancy books. But mythogorias and mythographics, I tend to not. I tend to just use alcohol markers. I really like this. This turned out pretty much what I wanted. I wanted a light source from behind him. I wanted him to be dark and scary, and I wanted him to have some highlights. So he's also got a lot of black in him too. You can see the black in him, but I really enjoyed this page. It was a lot of fun. I might turn up it got dark in here. It's darker than when I first started this video. Look at that. Anyway, that's my scary alien. That was, yeah, that's an untouched. I thought the Wendigo was in here. Nope. That was an untouched book. So my first page out of Mythagoria, Frozen Nightmares. Yeehaw. Love that. Okay. And then we have Mythagoria, Mythical Beasts. Now this was a buddy with my friend coloring mom, Paula. She did this as well. Now this was also an untouched book. This one's pretty brand new. This was a gift from Rachel again. Gosh, Rachel, you spoil me rotten. I love this mythographic. This is Veronica Kolinska. She is really rising up to the top to being my favorite mythographic artist. This book is fantastic. Now I know some people I've seen a couple colors that don't care for it, and I don't know why. The pages are very easy to color. She makes it very clear what's what, and she gives you space to actually do the coloring. They're really cool beasts. I mean, this one is so cool. It's like houses on snails with little gnomes. It's so adorable. It's really neat. It's not, I don't think this one's cool. It's like an old stuff. It's like an ancient map. It's just, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Veronica, her art style borders on the realistic more so than Fabiana's, but not as much as like Fausto Bianchi's. I mean, it's she's got a style which I think you could color the creatures and make them look real. I mean, they're very, very, very neat. Isn't that cool? That one would have been good for Space Timber. Gosh, I loved Space Timber so much. That is neat. Every time I look through these books, I see something I hadn't seen before. Cockatrice. I haven't seen some of these before. So what we did was we called it the Space Octo, and this was for Space Timber 2024. Here is my guy. Again, the big, deep, dark, bold colors. There is some pencil shading, I think, on the bird, but pretty much everything is just alcohol markers again, and then some glittery stuff. So some super golden marker, all this gold is, and the silver. And what I was trying to do was make space this like the same color as space, but I wanted him to stand out a bit. So where the space was purples and violets, I made him magenta. So he kind of stands up a bit. Boy, he's really blingy, isn't he? Maybe I have to turn that back down again so you don't get blinded. And then I wanted these two like portals to the real world to be completely different. So they really stood out. And then I'm not sure why I made this planet so light. I think I just wanted to make sure he stood out somewhere. But I like what I did here. I really do. This was a lot of fun. This part didn't take too much time. It was these little vignettes. They took me a while. And part of it was because I was thinking of colors. I was trying hard to figure it out what to do. But this is supposedly the ocean and this is the sky. So I just think that's a gorgeous page. And what a different page. She has new and interesting ideas. And I think that's another reason I love this book so much, is her stuff is new and fresh. So I really love this. Now, let's look at Paula's. Paula's is beautiful. Yes, it is. It's always beautiful. And I think we kind of went the same direction. I don't know. For me, octopi are always like reds or purples. That's just kind of how they are. And it seems like that's pretty common among the coloring world. So we were kind of similar there. Everything else was very different. And I just really love it. I always love buddying with you, Paula. I can always count on your pages just being magical and beautiful. And you always agree to do the craziest pages with me. So I love that. So thank you so much for doing this, buddy, with me, honey. I loved it. Yep. That was my first page out of here. This is I love this page of the giant crab like tearing up Rome. I don't know what it's doing, but I think it's awesome. Every time I see it, it makes me laugh. There's a lot of rooster things in here. Oh, tortoises with things on their back. And here's another sea goat. Hey, there you are, Jody, sea goat. Anyway, great book. Another one I highly recommend. Okay. Then I did this lovely, lovely thing. This was also a gift. This is a gift from Christy, Color with Christy. And this is my first, I need to go out, my first Camellia and Jacoba book. And I like these spellbounds because they're framed. They're not just hanging out in air. They're all framed. And oh my gosh, there's so many in here that will go for October. So I'm planning on doing a few in here. My main book last Halloween was Chris Reiniak's Halloween Scribbles, and I did like 17 pages out of that book in October. My main one this time is going to be Matchstick Mouse's Halloween, because it's the only time I pull that book out. So you'll see in my October pages that I'm planning on the next video. But if you want to buddy with me, I'm going to be doing a ton out of that book. So I can always add pages from that book because they're really quick and easy. But I love this book. This is a really, really fun one. I mean, they're detailed enough and they're just so fun. Oh my gosh. And there's so many Halloween ones in here. Well, the one that was done in here was this one. Kind of nutty. This was a buddy, but my buddy hasn't finished yet. This, it was late at night when I did this, and I was feeling very pressed for time with my buddy colors. So I wasn't very careful with my coloring, so it's a little sloppy. It is kind of what I was going for, sort of. I think the colors I chose for the flowers and the leaves make it look kind of Christmassy, which is weird. And then I put a lot of bling on it because I thought that might save it. I was like, something's got to give here. A lot of different acrylic markers. Like this green here is from the Super Golden markers. In fact, I think all of the here is from Super Golden markers. I know they're called Super Golden, but they're not all golden. They have silver, they have green. They have two different greens, which I think is these two greens. But it's, you know, it's a page. It's blingy. It's kind of fun. It does give the night sky look to it, and everything that sparkles is kind of fun. Just a little too dark, I think. But I did it. Oh, isn't that cute? Oh, that's darling. They got candles on their heads. I mean, come on. I will be working a little more slowly going forward and making these pages something I like better than that. Oh, that's neat too. That reminds me of the fire demon in Howl's Moving Castle. Oh, just really neat. Anyway, I love this book to pieces. So I'm going to put that in my... You know what? I did this video so I could put these books away, but half of them are going back out into October. That's not helping. Not helping at all. All right. Oh my goodness. Okay, the next one was a whip that I've had forever, and I finished it. This is To the Ocean Deep. Now, I do have a friend who has offered to help me get into this book. I already had the first page almost finished. I mean, really, it only had a little bit done. So I finished that. Now she has moved on to the second page, and I am buddying with her on that, but I have not finished it, and I'm pretty sure she has. This is one of those really long ones that fold out this way. Great paper and single-sided. This is Sarah Yoon's To the Ocean Deep. So this is the page I did, and we'll just have to look at it like this. Here's the top of it. And I kind of made it like a rainbow sky. And there's a lot going on. Now this is all alcohol markers and acrylic paint pens. Yes, so far that's all that is. Looks like there might be some pencil too up in the buildings. And then it goes down to this big ocean, or it's a sky. It's sky. And then it goes down to the ship. Yep, this is all the same. Alcohol markers and acrylic paint pen. And what I hadn't finished was just this part right here. So I finished that. And that's mostly pencil, a lot of pencil in there. I mean, the gears are all alcohol marker. But the water, the seal, the land, that's all pencil. So I really like this page. I'm going to bump you lots with this. Now the second page, this is just the intro page. Now the second page, I have blotter pages here because, but not in the right spot. See, the back of it is just this green stuff. So it's single-sided. So it's a lot of fun. It's just awkward. Really awkward. So the next page is this. So we're heading down into the water. Now see, as we go down, see there's a little mermaid. As we go down into the water, the cool thing about this book is the fish get more and more deep water type. There's also some weird aliens and stuff. We're going underwater. The water eventually starts getting darker. See how the water's getting darker and darker? Look, there's a giant whale. And the creatures kind of get a little bit more scary. And it gets darker and darker. So you don't have to color the water, which is wonderful. All your coloring is all these wonderful creatures. She must have had so much fun creating this. And when she gets to the very bottom, look at that giant. And these little, it's like an underwater kingdom. And and the water gets very dark. So it's just, here it wasn't colored at all. And I had to color it, but now the water's colored. So from here on out, it should get easier. And it's fun, look. Octopus with some little creatures, and there's a manta ray, and just so much fun. There's our sunfish. So I'm really looking forward to this. I just could not get to it during Space Timber. I had too many space things to do. So, buddy o' mine, I will be working on this, but it's going to be one of those things that's on the side, and I'll just get to it when I get to it and do a little bit at a time. That's kind of how I tackle this book. A little at a time. It's always off to the side of me, and I can just pick it up and do a little coloring. So I do love this book, and I'm going to put it back in next to me because I do like it a lot. And I like to peek at it and do a creature or two and then put it away. Okay. Fairy Tales and Folklore. This is a brand new book. This wonderful book by Emily Lytle-Oberg and Lytle-Hall-Oberg. I goofed. I'm part of Doodle Robot, Doodle Robot 42. She runs a fantastic group, and we're doing a page every month out of this book, this wonderful book. This used to be Sagor Sognor, and now it's Fairy Tales and Folklore with some new pages. Reprint. We all know about this book, and we all love this book. This is definitely a collector's item. I would get it if you can, because it's stunning. Hardback, fantastic paper, and who knows if once it goes out of print, if it'll ever be printed again. This is a reprint after much begging and pleading, so I would get this if I were you. But I understood the page that we were doing was this month. We do a page every other month. I might have said every month, but it's every other month in this book. And it's not. I finished the page, but it's for October. So I'm just going to show you. I'm just breaking all the rules, Doodles. And I'm showing look at these pages. They're so amazing. And showing what I did before anybody else. There. Because I wanted to count it. It's an untouched book, and I did it in September. So this is Rosa watercolors. The background is. I just love how that turned out. I love Rosa watercolors. This is not single-sided, but the paper is phenomenal. So I think you can use anything but alcohol markers. Water-based markers in here with a lot of polychromos shading. So that's what everything else is. I spent a lot of time on this one. The bling is super golden markers, of course. That bling up there with the stars. And these are unusual colors for me. I don't know if it goes. What do you guys think? I was trying to use a palette, but I kind of strayed. And I do like the red rock, but I don't know if it goes with everything else. If it was gray or a warm brown, it probably would have been better. But I wanted a little more color in there. Because I had all this kind of monochromatic, and then, you know, this is sort of an odd color. I really wanted some more color in there, so I put this red rock. I'm not sure it works. It was the last thing I did, and I was ready to be over, because this did take a long time. Because it was so much pencil work. There's a lot of pencil work in here. But it was really fun. I love coloring these pages. They're big, and they're bold, and they're easy to color. And the paper, I mean, this is the thickest paper of anything I have. It's like artist quality paper. It is like if you were to buy an expensive artist book, and yet it's like $18 on Amazon US. It's incredibly affordable for what this is. I mean, this will probably be the finest paper in your collection. It's like cardstock. The only paper I have that's thicker is Sarah Richter's paper, and that's a lot more expensive book. So, and it's hardback. It's absolutely stunning. It'll look beautiful on your shelf. Highly recommend you grab it before it's out of print. So that one will not be going in the October pile because I'm a dunce. And remembering is hard. Details are hard. Okay. So the next thing I did was this. Oh, now my good friend Tammy at Tammy Colors 2 has this book, and she went through it one time. I was pretty sure it was Tammy, and she went through it and didn't tell you where the creatures were, and just kind of held it open like this and said, "Find the creatures." And of course, there's the marmoset. You know, some of them are easy like this. There's the spider right there. She didn't say though, but they get harder. You know, there's a cow. Some of them are easy, but they get harder and harder as they go on. Like, what the heck? I think it's right there. I think it's a guinea pig. But they get harder. I mean, holy cow. So this is a fun book because this one took me forever. I had to cheat on this one. There is a QR code in the back that you can scan, and it will bring up all the pages with the answers. So you're not left to your own devices. But this is the one I did, so you don't have to get too frustrated. This one was just all this leopard print, and this one I had, as I went through it, it was like a late at night, can't sleep type of coloring with just gel pens. I had different ideas as I went. They weren't working out, so I ended up just doing these concentric colors and tried to kind of make it into a heart shape. But that's my Jaguar. leopard. Don't know the difference. Just different colors, just gel pens. And honestly, this is a lot of fun. For mindless coloring, I enjoyed it so much, I almost turned the page and started another one. It was just gel pens, watching TV with gel pens. I thought about doing this one because it's fall. But these are actual shapes that I'd have to actually like color and shade and stuff. I want something like this. This might be what I do for fall. Just leaves. And it's just like the circulism books. You just like color, 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 color. And you can choose to make the animal highlighted and stand out, or you can blend the animal in and make your viewer look for it. I mean, there's all kinds of possibilities. I like the idea of making the animal sort of, you can see what the animal is, but still blend in with the background. But might do something different for this owl one. Look at that. Another one I thought about doing. You'd think you wouldn't like these, but they're just brainless and fun. This one's beautiful. They are really fun. So I'm so glad I got this. I've had it for a while, and I haven't, that's the first page I've done in it. And now, see, here's the one we just looked at that has an owl. And now I want to do lots more in here because it's definitely great for my brain when my brain is anxious. It's a good anxious book. Okay, we are getting close, folks. The next one I did was another buddy, and it's in my PDF folder. So let's open my PDF folder. I need a better system because these are all finished PDFs and it's getting big. I knew once it got big, I would have to start finding another system for them, but I really need like a portfolio. But this is from Nice Little Town 15, the space one. Oh, I love that Nice Little Town so much. It's so good. Every single page is good. This is my first page out of it. I have the downloadable one, which is how I'm probably going to do all of Tatiana's going forward because it's just, I love her books. Hers seem to be the only series where the page quality really gets to me. And I don't know why it is. I don't mind the Amazon printing in Matchstick Mouse or Annie Day. But for these, it's like the pages, they need better paper. They're much more detailed and a little more, I don't know, sophisticated. There's more going on with them. And so the Amazon paper really gets in my way for the Nice Little Town pages. So I'm going to be going forward, getting them in PDF. So this one was my favorite page in the whole book. So I hummed and hawed over it for many weeks. It was like the end of the month when I first braved it. And I did everything. And of course, it's mostly alcohol markers. Wow, this isn't alcohol marker. It's an acrylic paint pen. So I did all these alcohol markers and pencil. Oh my gosh. The floor is all pencil. Wow, I did a lot of pencil in here. There's pencil shading here. Pencil, pencil, pencil. Oh, a lot of this is just plain pencil. Wow, I really was treating this page precious, wasn't I? And then acrylic paint pens and alcohol markers. And I did all of this and left the creatures. And I did not know what to use for them. I knew the colors I wanted, but I was so scared. And then you know what I did? I realized I was humming and hawing over this and I was being silly. So I just got out my Sharpies, which is one of the cheapest mediums I have. I got out my Sharpies and I colored them in Sharpie, and I love it. I love my Sharpies. I think there's some really fun greens in there for sure. And that's what I did. So yeah, there isn't the Sharpie there, and there's some alcohol marker there, but there's a lot of, this is an acrylic paint pen. I don't know which one. I really like that color. And that is too. And then there's a lot of pencil. But I just think this guy's so sweet. Like, he's sitting there, he's been meditating, he's been exercising, reading a book. It's his comfy place, and he's just sitting there now, relaxing and watching the creatures float by. He's on another planet. I'm so glad I did this page. I had that my favorite page in the book-itis going on. Like, I can't do this because it's my favorite page. I'll ruin it. I won't ever come out. And I'm glad I did it. Plus, I can always do it again. It's a PDF. So that's kind of what got me to start, was like, if I screw it up, I can reprint it. That's the joy of PDFs. So I was in a group of people who did this one, and here they are. It's a serene, really nice page. And I thank you, ladies, for coloring this with me and for supporting me in my anxiety over doing my favorite page. I did just look at my notes while you guys were looking at the reel there. And this is Rosa watercolors. I used watercolors on some things. So maybe that's what this is. I don't know. I think it's acrylic paint pen. But anyway, so I'm getting into my Rosa watercolors more, and I just love those things. They're so great. That was Nice Little Town 15, the space one. All right, let me show you what I did next. I did a page that wasn't space themed. My friend Kate at Coos Life in Color, she's an expert at this book. Let me just show you the page we did. Here is her page. Is that not stunning? All of her pages look so realistic. And I finally asked her what she uses, and she uses markers with some pencil on top. But she gets this most amazing blends. It's just stunning. And I've done a couple of wildflower folks with her, and I'm always impressed. And she does a lot in this book. So check out her Instagram feed. She has a lot of finished pages, and they're just like this. They look realistic. They're amazing. So of course I was a little intimidated to color with her because I know how amazing she is. But this was with the Sunflower Girl, and I always say Sunflower Girl, but that's not her name, but Daughter of the Sun. And this is what I did. This has been fixed, so it's a little shiny. I think I finally resorted to markers this time and did markers. Yeah, so I did alcohol markers. Now the skin I did, so I watched part of a coloring tutorial where they were showing different ways of doing dark colored skin, and they were using like skin with red undertones and skin with purple undertones, and they were so gorgeous. But I didn't watch the whole thing. So when I opened up this page, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to make her with purple undertones. So I went and I colored her all purple. I don't think that's how it's done. So then I had like this freak of nature. She was all purple. And I was like, maybe I should have read all the directions. So I had no idea how to fix it. So I just took this golden brown that I have in Copics. These were Copics. And put it over the purple. And my gosh, look at the color it became. That's not purple or that golden brown. It's something in between. Now, definitely, that's not how the purple undertones are supposed to work. I don't think so. Maybe. I mean, you do see a little bit of the purple through, but not much. But whatever magical chemistry happened, she is not this. I don't know. I don't know what happened. I don't know the chemistry behind it, why it came out like this. But it's cool, and it makes me want to experiment with more Copic combos and see what happens on the page. This paper is really, really smooth, so Copics are great on it. It's very thick, but I really like the way, I know a lot of people do these all in pencil. I like the markers with the pencil on top better because it is so smooth. The marker then gives the pencil something to grab onto. Then as I was looking through my stashes I was cleaning, and I came across this small grouping of really old alcohol markers that I think I got off of Wish or something. And about a third of them were still usable. And so they had a yellow that was this bright yellow. I don't have a bright yellow, that yellow. I'm always looking for a bright, sunny yellow. So I was like, that's the color of her garment. So I did it. That's that bright sunny yellow. And then I also used a little bit of a darker yellow to give some movement in there. There might be a little bit of polychromos in there, but not much. There's more in the flower. The flower is also Copics, and then an acrylic paint pen for the center, but Copics with polychromos. And then there's a little bit of bling down in there. There's on her pendant, not much. There really isn't much sparkle in this one at all. I like this book. I'm getting better at the portraits, and this book helps me not be frightened of portraits. I actually get really excited. I mean, considering my first one was, this one. Oh God, that, good Lord. My second one was this. Wow, what a difference, huh? And this was all polys, the whole thing. So I'm getting this paper being so awesome and being so forgiving is and buddying with people is really helping me go from that horrific train wreck to this. So it's a lot of fun. It's fun practicing portraits in here. I know it's scary because it's a beautiful book and it's great paper and you don't want to mess it up. I know that's scary, but there's a lot of pages. You can always turn the page, right? Gorgeous book. Anyway, and this book, I won this book in a giveaway off of Crystal Colors channel. Didn't even know I had entered it, but she drew from her comments, and so I won this book. I just love this book so much. So thank you so much, Kate, for budding with another one, Wildflower Folk. I love that book so much. Oh my goodness, we only have a few left now. Are you still with me? Are you still there? Marie Trolle, this is my first page out of this lovely gift. Now, this was a gift straight from my friend's bookshelf. This is from Kathy, from True Not Cat. This book is, and this came off of her bookshelf. She just never colored in it. And this is the one that's the compilation. So the page, I had a lot of people want to do this page. I did this for Space Timber, and it's this page. Now, a lot of people wanted to join, and so they did. So I have a big reel. So let's look at all the pages here. Weren't they gorgeous? I think every one of us had a good time in this. It wasn't a difficult coloring. I mean, especially for me. I was in the mood to use acrylic paint pens that night. And so that's what I did. And I was also in the weird mood to try pastel. This is as pastel as I get. I've tried to do all pastel pages before, and I can't stick with it. I branch into, it goes bold again before it's over. But this is from the book Nightfall. And I just did acrylic paint pens. I really wanted these colors, yellow, blues, and pinks. And you know what's funny is I watched the original Pink Panther movie, which I love, Inspector Clouseau. I'd forgotten how much I love that movie. While I was doing this, and I remember it, and the pink really came from the Pink Panther. But I just had and I started with the pink. It wasn't, I had no plan. I really didn't. I just kind of went with the flow as it went. There is a little bit of sparkle gel pen, little sparkly gel stuff on the lotus leaves. But everything else is acrylic paint pen. Fast, easy. Well, this wasn't fast, but it was easy. It took a long time, but because I had to try to not smear it and let things dry, but I love it. And that's my first page, and an unusual page for me, this sort of neon-y pastel out of Maria Trolle's universe. Thank you, ladies, for joining this group with me. That was a whole lot of fun. And another one for Space Timber. I know I haven't been saying that on every page, but you guys get it. You know that it's all Space Timber, right? Right. Okay, the next one I did was another one out of Lost Forest by Ghost Shrimp. Now, this buddy was Jessie from Jessie in Color. And we did the school jail page. This page is so funny. So let me show you Jessie's. So Jessie decided that she wanted to make it's basically a spaceship coming and breaking out all these people who might be students or prisoners, because the school and the jail are the same building, which is part of Ghost Shrimp's humor. And so she made the space part, the above, be like Party Central. It's like sunny and bright. And then she tried to make the bottom half of the page where it's the school and the jail be kind of gloomy and wet. So I think it translates. I think it's perfect. I love it. I absolutely love it. So thank you, Jessie, so much for budding with me with this one. This book is really a lot of fun to color. And this is what I did. I didn't do any background like Jessie so bravely did. I decided I just wasn't gonna. I was just going to leave it like this. I kind of feel like in my other pages, like here, I've kind of not done backgrounds in this book. I don't know if I just don't feel it or just don't feel like I need to. Now, I did do a huge background in the other one I did. Remember, I had all that blue, but I didn't do it in this one. I love this page because look at the signs. The signs crack me up. It says danger, stop, no, danger, ADHD. The sign, the yellow sign on the gate just says don't. It's just great. It's like all this negativity. And so I'll tell you right now, I did not mean for this ground to be that orange. I grabbed a pen that I thought I knew what the color was and just went into town with it. And whoops, I thought it would dry a lighter color and it never did. So, oh well. It looks like scorched earth, and actually this tree is on fire anyway. So that's what I'm going with. Anyway, it looks unhospitable, right? I don't want to be here. And that's kind of what I wanted to make it. I wanted to make it look bare and desolate. And then all these guys are getting rescued. Like, look at this little manned drone coming to pick him up. And I made them all look like they're like prison uniforms, like white shirt with blue shorts. And they're all smiling. And they're all climbing up to this spaceship and going to go live up here where, for some reason, the aliens are riding mechanical dinosaurs. It's a great page. It was a lot of fun. There's no bling at all on it. It's just straight coloring with alcohol markers, and that's it. And I had a blast. It was fast and fun and good times. So this whole book is all space. And I don't know. I have flipped through of it. If you've seen it on my channel a lot, it's just a really, wow, that's not going to be alcohol markers. That's going to need gel pens. It's a mixture of really simple and really hard and everything in between. And it's all space and super fun. Fantastic paper, single-sided. Okay. All right, we only have 3 left. So, Mythographic Fairy Wonderland. I love this book. This book is just pretty. It's just a pretty, pretty book. This is what I did last month, but all of the pages are just pretty. This is Fabiana Attanasio, right? Yes, at her prettiest. And just good, just really beautiful pages. You can just sit here and go, oh, we're really coloring. Oh, that's the first one I did. That's not the one that's for this. What did we do this? We did this one. This one's very different for me. It is light. It's very light colored. I started with the fox, and I also did something different. I took my Crayola Super Tips and used them like watercolor. I saw Amy at Amy Ward Art do it, and I've seen other people do it. And you just basically take the super tip and you color it out on a substrate like a palette or a ceramic plate. And then you use a water brush, or what I use is a paintbrush with a little water, and then I painted it. And so this blue was a Crayola Super Tip used that way. It was so fast. It was just like, I just based everything, the whole fox. It went so fast. I was like, why have I not done this before? It's faster than alcohol markers, I tell you. But then I took some alcohol marker. Is it alcohol marker? No, I used I used different blues. Oh, I know what I did. Hold the phone. I used, this is an alcohol marker. This yellow is. But the mushrooms and the fox are Crayola Super Tips. Then what I did was I thought, well, if I can use Crayola Super Tips that way, why can't I use acrylic markers that way? So I would get an acrylic marker, not this dumb one with the brush, but ones that have the pump nibs, and I would pump out some paint. And then I would take a wet brush and kind of water it down, and I painted on acrylic. So it was like using watered down acrylic paint, except much easier because I was just grabbing pens instead of having to get out a whole bottle of paint and mix it. And that worked great. And that was the other two kinds of blue in here are acrylic, watered down acrylic applied with a paintbrush, just from my Tule Arts, I think. I used Tule Art paint in here. And that was so easy. I did it in a lot of places. I did it in the flowers. I did it in the mushrooms. And then I used acrylic paint pen to go over all the lines. I did super golden markers here in the hanging baubles. She is she's some of the paint too. She's paint and polychromos. And then I made sure her wings looked transparent, like I colored through them, what was there. And then I just painted over them with some, what is that? That's not the Folk Art Glitterific. This is Glitterific. So, but before I used the Dragonfly Glaze, which was the shifting colors, this one is just colorful glitter in a clear base. And so it's all these different colors. And some of the glitter is big, chunky, so you can really see the colors, and some are little. So it's different size glitter in different colors. So that's her wings. But I tell you, using the acrylic paint pens like the Super Tips on a plate with some water was so wonderful. It was like painting, but you're painting with watered down acrylic that's really pretty colors, because, Tule Arts and many acrylic paint pen sets are beautiful colors. And to get, in one set, if you've got 12 to 40 colors in a set, how are you going to have 12 to 40 bottles of acrylic paint? I mean, and I don't find some of the colors that I have in my paint sets in like apple barrel paint. So the paint pen sets worked really well, and I'm going to do that more often. This was at the end of the month. This was my second to last page that I did in the month. Third to last page. So it was a technique I just discovered. I did it here too on these pink things. This is pink acrylic paint pen that I used as paint. So I'm going to do that more often. Combine the water-based markers with the acrylic, but use them watered down as paint. And it did make the paper buckle a bit. The paper's not flat. So this one needs to sit, see, it's wrinkly, crinkly. And I'm one of those weirdos that doesn't like that. I know a lot of colorists love that. I don't. I like it to be straight. So I will put this under some heavy books and try to flatten it out, but I can feel it crinkly in there now. So yeah, where alcohol markers doesn't do that, of course. But that was a fun page. And did I show you my buddies? I did not. Let me show you my buddies. We have Kate, who is Coos Life in Color, and we have Lil from Pole's Coloring. Now, did you notice the one? It's so funny because mine and one of the others were flip-flopped. I have a blue fox and the yellow, orangish sky stuff, and she did it the other way around. It was so funny that we picked almost the exact same colors. We just flipped them. I loved doing this buddy with those guys. They had theirs done way early. Those two are friends. They know each other. They're related, and they really worked fast on this one and communicated a lot, whereas I just sort of like, no, not today, no, not today, and put it off clear to the very end, where I finally just said, I don't think I'm going to make it. And then the next day I was like, I am too going to make it. I'm not going to leave a buddy stranded. That's not like me. I'm not doing that. Not today, Candice. Not today. So I finally got it done at the ninth inning. And then I realized there were 2 more buddies that I had agreed to that I hadn't done either. And I was going to tell both of them that I didn't have enough time. But on September 30th and 31st, I was like, Candice, pull it out, get it done. So I did. So this one is with Color Charming. And we like to do pages out of this book. And this is the Meerkat. I know, like, why can't I just whip this out in an evening? I mean, there was no reason for me to let someone a buddy hanging on a Matchstick Mouse page. I could get those done fast. So I did. It took a couple nights though. I think it took both the nights because I wasn't sure what to do about the Meerkat. I was just going to phone it in and do them in alcohol markers, straight coloring like everything else was. But then I was like, I really want to do the fur. I have done fur really well in the past one time, and I've never been able to replicate it. This was done really fast. This was the same technique that I used in that one, but really fast, so it's not very good. But it gives the illusion of fur. Basically, it is different acrylic markers. I use the ones that have the brush tips this time, the Arctics. They are not opaque. They're not good for color by numbers. They don't cover the numbers. The brushes fall apart. The foam brushes get all weird. I don't really care for these, but they're good to paint with. Just don't expect them to cover anything. So I used these brushes to go flip, 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 and I used a gray, a warm gray, a warm brown, and a white. Yes, and went flip, flip, flip. Now that's what I did for the page that I did months and months ago that I did really well, I think, but I took a lot of time with that and did it with pencil and little tiny marks, and this was just like as fast as I could get it done. Actually, I even think there might be something reflective in there. I'm not sure. Seems to be something silvery in there. Maybe I thought I was using a gray, but I was using a silver. Yeah, because there's a gray in this set that's actually silver, and I mix them up a lot. And I put matchstick in green clothes. So here is my buddy's. Absolutely adorable. Her Meerkat looks fantastic. It actually does. And actually, I got hers, of course, before I started this one. I was like, whoa, I can't just phone it in. Look how good that is. So I made an attempt at fur. I actually looked up Meerkats. They aren't the colors I thought they were. They're this color. They're a lighter color. I thought they were darker, but they're a light color with browns and blacks hidden underneath it. But they definitely are a lighter color. But her page is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I love her Meerkat. So that was a lot of fun. Thank you, Color Charming. That was a blast. I do love this book. I've done several in here now. I love all the Matchstick Mouses, but I'm going to be hitting Halloween really hard this month in October. And I have one last book. And again, hold on, I have to grab it. It's at the bottom of the pile. Hold on. All right. So I ended the month the way I started the month. I had someone, a new friend of mine, Jody Moments. Jody, I don't think we've done a buddy before. But she said she had seen me talk about this book and she wanted to do a page out of it. And it was the latter half of the month, and I told her I wasn't sure I could get another one in. But I did, because it meant a lot for me to buddy with someone new that I hadn't buddied with before. So we did this page, and it's another space page for Space Timber. It's the other space page in this book with the one we did earlier this month. This one, which I did with someone else. We've already talked about this one. This is the other space page. I decided to do sort of a minimal palette. Now, I wanted to do the vines kind of on the same color scheme with this reds and pinks, but I couldn't quite find the right color. And then when I pulled out this purple, I'm like, that's pretty. So then I did the leaves purple. So this is a lot of acrylic paint pen. This is acrylic. The vines, there's some acrylic in the leaves. Then there's some sparkly gel on the leaves. You can see they sparkle quite a bit. There's sparkle all over. And then this is an alcohol marker, a cheap one because it was a lot of alcohol, one that was running out. And then I took some warm gray and went over the cracks because the cracks weren't necessarily shaded. But everything, all of these shadows and stuff were already in there. Shadows from the planets to make them look 3D. And then I just used various alcohol markers that were sort of in the same color family. I really wanted to make this a minimal palette. And these are the colors I saw when I looked at it. I don't know. And then there's some glitter gel pen almost everywhere. There's glitter gel. I had a lot of fun doing this. It was one evening. I tell you, these pages are really just one evening. I mean, mine took a little bit of a long evening because I added a lot of things to it and tried some different techniques that didn't work and then went over it and stuff. But I kept adding things to it. But really, it's straight coloring it would be just fine. So let's look at Jody's. And I can't remember, hon, if you said this was your first page in this book or not. But I'm so glad you did this. She actually put some special effects in, and it's stunning. I think this is her first page in this book. And I was really surprised that she went for special effects right off the bat. The dots she put in, I absolutely love. And I think her page is phenomenal. So good job, Jody. I'm really excited. I like it that more and more people are getting into this book and not being frightened by it, because it really is easy coloring, and your pages always look great. They really do. Francois does all the hard work for you. So thank you, Jody, so much for budding with me and for being my very last buddy for Space Timber 24. That is everything. That was a lot. Are you still here? That was a lot. A whole lot. So 27 pages, 23 buddies. That's crazy. I have a lot of plans for October, and that will be the next one that comes out. I think I bumped you. That will be the next movie movie. Yeah, I'm a movie maker now. That'll be the next video that comes out, and lots of fun Halloween stuff. And I can't wait to see what you've all done. I'm having so much fun diving into your videos. They're starting to come out, and I just binging. And you know who you are, the winner of the Lost Forest book. Please get hold of me, either my Instagram, which is Happy Catastrophe, or my email, which is in the description below, and let me know how I can get that book to you. And we'll do another one of those giveaways very, very soon. So keep watching my videos, because I just basically sneak them in at the end. But I've got a couple more to give away. All right. You all take care, and remember that there was no one on earth more deserving of love than yourself. You are beautiful, and I love you. All right. Good night.